back alive. My kids need their grandfather. I need my father, and he's there. He has been there for almost 100 terrible days. Bring them home, yes, bring them home. Thank you.
Bring them home! 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 Bring them home!
My father is not the only one who needs at home. There are other elderly men, like my father. No one knows if they will be able to recover from this, physically and mentally. There are young women there. We have already heard witness accounts that tell of the horrors they have gone through and are still going through. There are young men who are going through terrible and humiliating torture just because they are Jewish, Israeli. Time is running out, and the longer that they stay there, the greater the risk to their lives. We need them to come back alive. All of them, now.
Now. Now. Now.
Bring them home now.
Now. Now. Now. Now. Now. Now.
It has been 98 days that we have been living in hell since October 7th. All of our lives are dedicated to effort to free the hostages and take care of those lucky enough to come back. We don't sleep. Who can sleep when their father has been kidnapped? We don't eat. Who can have appetite when their father is hungry? In addition to my parents, many people I know personally were kidnapped or murdered, from Kibbutz Nir Oz and from other places. Two of my childhood friends, who grew up with me from infancy and were like brothers to me, were also murdered on that Saturday. My wife and I haven't worked since that day. I haven't cut my hair and I haven't shaved, and I will keep not doing that until my father is back. My younger son was supposed to have his bar mitzvah on October. He refused to do it without his grandparents. Grandma has returned. Grandpa hasn't yet. We are waiting with the celebration until my father's come back. The support that we, the families of the hostages, are receiving in Israel and all over the world is so moving. From people who knows us and people who are never met, workplaces and friends, family members from all over the world, and you. People who don't know us personally, but have mobilized for this effort, for this most important mission of bringing our loved ones back home from hell. Thank you.
Bring them home! Bring them home! Now! 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 Bring them home! Now!
On behalf of all of the families and myself, I have to tell you that it gave us so much strength. No one should experience what I and so many people are experiencing now. Not a single person. We need you, all of you, to speak about our families. Please pressure your leaders, your governments, anyone who has influence and can act to free them. I want to ask you something. When you go home today, sit and write a letter to your congressperson, to your mayor, to the White House, to the UN Secretary General, to anyone who you can think that can help. I learned recently that this action really works. Write to them about how you feel. Tell them that they must act now, quickly. Write to them that they should act in your name and in everyone's name to free the hostages. That is their life mission, our life mission. Help us keep our hope alive, because it's becoming harder every day. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Now! Bring them home! Now!
Bring them home. And to the decision makers, I call upon you from this stage. We demand, as we have been demanding for almost 100 days, Bring them home. Just bring them home.
Bring them home.
I don't know any country in the world, definitely not the United States, that will allow someone to invade it, murder so many people, execute the horrors that happened, kidnap so many people, that wouldn't do everything it can to bring its citizens and prevent it from happening again.
Woo!
Thank you. Time is running out, and the longer that they stay, the greater risk for their lives. We need them to come back alive, all of them. Bring them home now.
Bring them home. Bring them home.
Bring them home.
Bring them home. Bring them home.
Thank you.
Bring them home.
The next song was written by the singer Idana Mehdi, who was badly injured this week during the fighting in Gaza. We're sending him and all the wounded individuals wishes for swift recovery and a big hug to the families who lost loved ones in this brutal war.
אני יושב עכשיו קרוב אל השמיים, מנסה למצוא תשובות לשאלה. על הדרך גם חולץ את הנעליים, חיילים עכשיו עוזבים את המרכבה. כן, אני יושב שם חושב קצת עלייך להרחיב מעט ללב. את המשפט הבא את בטח מכירה, יום יומיים אני בא וחזר. נגמר, 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 נגמר. ומאז אפשר למנות כמעט שנתיים, והיום אני עסוק בהשלמה. בעוד רגע כבר אשמע את הכפיים, ואז אצעק בכל כוחי מהבמה. ואם שומעים, אם מקשיבים, עוד אפשר למצוא כאב בין המילים, ומבטיח לא אחתום על זה יותר, רק בפעם הבאה ששבר. נגמר, 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 נגמר. יש מדינה אחת על יד ירושלים, שם עדיין משתוללת מלחמה, כי אנשים שם מאבדים את העיניים, לא מחכים לגיבורים באף פינה. נגמר, 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 Bring them
I am honored to introduce our next speaker, Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove, Senior Rabbi of Park Avenue Synagogue.
At the first rally to redeem captive Israelites in this week's Torah reading, the main participants were Pharaoh and Moses. Moses declared, "Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, let my people go." While Pharaoh retorted, "Who is the Lord that I should heed this voice and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and moreover, I will not let Israel go." The outcome of that rally has not come to an end. Pharaoh is not ready to capitulate. Let us dodge no issues. Let us yield no inch to anti-Semitism. Let us make no compromise with callousness, with one voice, as one people, until every hostage is liberated. We stand here today to declare, let our people go. Let our people go. Let our people go. Let our people go. 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks, and 100 days ago, at a pro-Israel, pro-democracy rally, I stood in this exact spot together with many of you to publicly affirm before the international community what it is that Israel has fought for, fights for, and will continue to fight for: a secure, Jewish, and democratic state. Today, Israel's fate is at a tipping point. The country surrounded by foes. Today, we stand, unwavering in our commitment to Israel, a secure, democratic, and Jewish state. 2 weeks and 100 days ago, I stood in this exact spot, together with many of you, to let my brothers and sisters fighting in Israel know that they are not alone. Today we affirm we stand with you. Today we affirm Israel's right to self-determination and self-defense. To love Israel is to stand by it, defend it with our heart, with our soul, with our might. Today I stand here, we stand here, so that the world knows, so that our children know, that when the future of Israel was hanging in the balance, we took a stand for a secure, democratic, and Jewish state. 2 weeks and 100 days ago, I stood in this exact spot together with many of you to declare Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Bazeh, all of Israel responsible for one another. Today, we stand here demanding the safe return of each and every hostage, not just thoughts and prayers, but our voices, our actions, and our demand for their return. Today and every day, we have moral clarity. No world court, no court of public opinion will permit us to waver from the demands of conscience. Hayom anachnu shom'im et na'akat achai ve'achotai b'nei Yisrael hanetunim b'tzara. Today we hear the cry of our brothers and sisters in bondage. Today we demand vehotseti, that they be brought out from their suffering, vehitsalti, that they be saved from their bondage, vega'alti, that they be redeemed with mighty acts, velakachti, that they be taken to their people, veheveti, that they be brought back to the land to drink once again from the cup of freedom. Lema'an Sion lo echeshe uleman Yerushalayim lo eshkot. For the sake of Zion, I will not be silent. For the sake of Jerusalem, I will not be still. For the sake of a secure, Jewish, and democratic state, we are all here praying with our feet. We are all here for Israel today. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Thank you so much for these words, Rabbi Cosgrove. Hila Rotem Shoshani is only 13 years old, but she is brave and strong, like no 13-year-old should ever be. Hila was captured as a hostage with her mother Raya on October 7th. 2 days before her release, in another inhumane act, the terrorists separated Hila from her mother. Hila was released after 50 days in captivity, 1 day before her 13th birthday. After pressure from all parties involved, her mother Raya was released 4 days after her. Hila Rotem Shoshani, we are so grateful to have you here with us. תודה שאת כאן, אנחנו אוהבים אותך מאוד.
My name is Hila Rotem Shoshan. I am from Kibbutz Be'eri. On October 7th, after long hours of hiding in the safe room, Hamas terrorists kidnapped me and my mom and my friend Emily Ann, who was staying with me for a sleepover. Life as a hostage in Gaza is not life, it's hell. I came all the way here to ask the whole world, help us bring back all of the hostages. We can't leave them there. Their families are waiting for them. Bring them home, please.
Bring them home. 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 Bring them home.
I think Hila deserves a big shout out. Put your flags and signs high. Hila, we love you, we appreciate you. Thank you for flying all the way here to speak to the world. Let's do it very loud and clear now. Bring them home now!
Bring them home now.
Bring them home now!
Bring them home
Now!
Bring them home
Now!
Bring them home Bring them home
I am honored to invite Rabbi Rachel Timonor, the Senior Rabbi of Congregation Beth Elohim in Brooklyn.
Thank you, Shani, and really thank you, Hila. I think I speak for all of us in saying how honored we are to be in your presence, how inspired we are by your courage, how important it is for us to hear your voice. It's my honor to speak to all of you today as the Senior Rabbi of Congregation Beth Elohim and also as a co-founder of New York Jewish Agenda. As Rabbi Cosgrove taught us, and we all know, thank you. Thank you. Last week in Torah, we began the story of the Exodus. Last week, for the first time, we heard Moses' voice call to Pharaoh, "Let my people go." This week in Parshat Va'era, we learned that so much time has gone by, that the people don't even believe anymore that freedom is possible. So long have they been in captivity that they are kotzer ruach. They're crushed of spirit. So long has it been that they've lost hope. More than 100 hostages are bravely waiting, holding out hope day after day, night after night in Hamas's tunnels, waiting to be freed. We cannot make them wait one day more. Instead, we must demand now, urgently, immediately, without delay, let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go. There is no more important priority. Pidyon Shvuyim, freeing the captives, is a mitzvah incumbent upon all of us. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, the longtime Sephardic chief rabbi of Israel, has argued that the immediate danger to the lives of hostages overrules the possibility of future danger from release of prisoners. The time is now. Let my people go. We call upon the United States government, we call upon the governments of all the countries of the world to demand the release of all of the hostages, every one of them now. It has been 100 days. Let my people go. While more than 100 of our sisters and brothers' lives are in the balance as they wait, holding out hope to be freed, 2 million Palestinians, because of Hamas and the war, are starving, approaching famine. We cannot wait another day to negotiate the release of the hostages and a humanitarian solution to the suffering. As we just heard from the incredible and brave Hila Rotem Shoshani about the trauma that she and her mother experienced, as we heard from Yair Moses about his dear 78-year-old father Gadi Moses, who remains in captivity, as we will hear from Gili Roman about his brother Yarden Roman Gat, who was released from Gaza, and his relative Carmel Gat, who is still held by Hamas. These are our fathers. These are our mothers. These are our brothers. These are our sisters. These are our relatives. These are our friends. This is our family. This is our family who are on the brink of kotzer ruach, of crushed spirits, who are striving to hold out hope, who are waiting to be rescued. There can be no delay. It has been 100 days. The time is now. Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go.
We're so lucky to have her on our side. Please welcome fashion designer and entrepreneur, Julia Hart.
I am a survivor of rape. Let me say that again. I am a survivor of rape. I cannot fathom the pain of any young woman who was brutalized, tortured, raped, and then not believed by the world. How dare the world question women just because they're Jewish? Shame on you! Shame! Shame on you!
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
In April 2014, 276 innocent Nigerian schoolgirls were kidnapped. Guess what people in America did? They wore signs, they wore t-shirts that said, "Bring our girls home." Where are you now? Where are you now? Why is it that when the girls who are kidnapped, Americans, Italians, German, French, why is it that when the people who are kidnapped are Jews, you're not wearing t-shirts? You're not screaming in the streets? Why is it that your decency, your courage, your honor applies to every nationality, every ethnicity, everyone in the world except for Jews? I want to know why. Shame. I call shame. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. The Golden Globes just ended. Two people, J. Smith-Cameron and John Ortiz wore tiny little yellow and blue stars to support the Jewish people. Two people. They were criticized, they've been attacked, they've been vilified. Do you know what happened in 2014? Half of the people in the Golden Globes wore t-shirts that said, "Bring our girls home." Where are you now? Where are you now? We are standing in front of the United Nations. There have been 14 resolutions against the rest of the world in 2023. 7 against Israel. And guess how many against people who stuck nails into the thighs of 13-year-olds? How many resolutions are there against people who beheaded babies, who kidnapped 80-year-olds? I'll tell you how many. 0! Shame on you, UN! Shame on you! 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 Syria has killed over 784,000 people. From 2011 till 2023, guess how many displaced Syrians there are? 14 million. Where are the protests? Where are the marches? Where are the resolutions? Pakistan, 375,000 Afghans thrown out of the country. 20,000 in the last few months. Where are the protests for them? Why is it that you only protest for everybody but Jews? Shame on you! Shame on you! But I am not going to end with anger, because that is not what Jews do. I'm going to end on an appeal to all of those watching, and all of you should be, to all of those watching. Find your dignity. Find your humanity. Look in the mirror and realize you're a racist anti-Semite if you are not standing here today marching with us. I ask every person in this country to stop celebrating murder and death. I ask every person in this country to wake up and see what you've become. I ask every person in this country to bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. And I know the power of people, because in 2014, you know how the hostages were released? The beautiful, innocent Nigerian girls? I'm going to read to you what Amnesty.org said. It literally said, later released following intense campaigning efforts by civil organizations. Civil organizations, wake the fuck up and help us. We need you now. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Sorry, I just want to also say thank you to our governor.
I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home, let the rain sun will rise up to fill my sails, so you can doubt and you can hate, but I know no matter what it takes, I'm coming home. Sing it! Coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday, and know their kingdom awaits, and we're forgiven my mistakes. They're coming home. They're coming home. Tell the world they're coming.
Yeah, I'm home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, I'll follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark. Oh, I'll never love one like you. And moats and boats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere with you. Oh, we'll laugh until we think we'll die, barefoot on a summer night. Never could be sweeter than with you. And in the streets you run free, like it's only you and me. Oh, but you're really something to see. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Raise your flags up high. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Home, let them come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Let them come home. Let them come home. Let them come home.
Our next speaker is a dear friend, and I wish he could have visited New York for other reasons. Gili Roman is the older brother of Yarden Roman Gat, who was released from captivity after 54 days, and a relative of Carmel Gat, who is still held hostage by Hamas. Gili, thank you for being here.
Hi everyone, and thank you Shani and Omer. My name is Gili, and my sister Yarden came back home in what was and will probably will ever be the happiest day of my life. In a twisted scenario, my beautiful family became a sort of representative to what happens in Israel now. Yarden's partner, Alon, and her daughter, Geffen, 3 years old, were kidnapped with them with Yarden from their home, but miraculously they managed to run away, hide, and save their lives. Yarden was kidnapped, held hostage, and was released. But Carmel, her sister-in-law, is still held hostage in Gaza. And let's not forget that Kinneret, Alon's mother and Carmel's mother, was murdered on October 7th outside of her home. Those are the stories of families in Israel at the moment. But I still want to talk with you today about hope. Last time I was here, I talked about hope, and I want to talk about it today again. Because hope is what brought Yarden back, and we also learned from the boys who were held hostage with Carmel and released that hope is what Carmel gave them when she was there in Gaza with them, gave them strength by teaching them yoga and meditation and giving them hope for a better future, and they held on to it until they released. And we believe that Carmel is holding to this hope still today. It was unimaginable that Yarden was in Gaza for 54 days. It's inconceivable that Carmel and the other hostages are still there almost 100 days after. Yeah, bring them home now. It's very hard for us to imagine what does it mean not to have freedom. But Yarden described it very simply when we ask her. She say, just think that you are being watched every single moment of your life. Every movement, every act, every minute, you are being suspected and subjected to the will of terrorists, and you have no way to resist, you have nowhere to hide. This is life in captivity, being constantly watched and constantly subjected to the will of others who have malintentions, the most malintentions possible. We are all free, but to some extent, we are also being watched, all of us. Every terrorist, every jihadist, from October 7th on, is watching the whole world and trying to see whether we accept or resist the fact that they have taken innocent people from their homes and holding them as tool of war inside of Gaza. And they're looking at us every day, checking if we accept it or do we resist it. And unfortunately, we do not resist enough. The world does not do enough. The UN doesn't do anything. And we must, I'm telling you, we must do more. Not only for their life, for Carmel's lives, for the hostages' life, but also for all of us. For all of us, and I want to shortly explain to you why. And it's not so easy. We asked Yarden many times, what did they want? She's been with Hamas for all these days. She knows a little bit Arabic. She understood a lot of what they were saying. What did they want? Why, in their perspective, they were holding her? And I have to tell you, I've been a peace educator in the last decade, and I was a head of the school for peace, so it's not very easy for me to tell you the exact answer, but we have to be honest. We asked her, whether is it having a better life in Gaza? It's not. Whether it's liberation for the Palestinian people, or even freeing Palestine from the river to the sea. It's not even that. Yarden says, they repeatedly said just one cause: jihad. A world of jihad, a Muslim empire, not only in Israel, not only in the Middle East, in the whole world. This is a sole ambition, and it's a very high ambition. And it's important for me to explain that we can see that the terrorists, the jihadists, they do not get their drive and their strength only from their viciousness and their cruelty. They get it from hope and determination. And the only way that we can win this battle is by having higher hopes and better determination than they do. And by that I want to finish with something that I used to say to my students very regularly. Every time that we get hopeless, every time that we get tired from fighting of what we believe in, of what we want to achieve, of fighting for our values, we have to remember there are people at the same time who hold the opposite beliefs, who are fighting for the opposite values, and they do not get tired, and they do not lose hope. So we have to, if we want peace to prevail, if we want to save life, we have to be more hopeful, we have to be more determined, and this is what brought Yarden back, this is what will bring Gadi and Carmel and all the rest of the hostages back, and will create a better future for us all. So I want to ask from you, from this stage, 100 days is too long, but let's not lose hope, let's not lose our determination. Write to your congressman, write in your social media, talk to your friends, advocate for this cause, because those are our values, and this is the future that we want. Thank you very much.
This is a good time to remind everyone that the 136 hostages are from 20 nationalities, 5 religions, and between the age of less than a year to 85 years old. This is not an inner Jewish or an inner Israeli crisis. This is a global humanitarian crisis, and we demand the international community to bring them home now. In another note, in the past 3 months, there was literally one person who made me laugh. He is not Jewish, but he's our people's BFF. His social media content is absolutely priceless. Daniel Ryan Spalding, please join me on stage.
My name is Daniel Ryan Spalding. I'm a comedian. Though today what we have to talk about is very serious, and I want to acknowledge all the families of the hostages here and let you know that you are in my heart, the incredible suffering that you've gone through. Whether you wish to acknowledge it or not, we have found ourselves at a very dark and disturbing time in history. The Israel-Hamas war has revealed that we are up against a tsunami of misinformation, violent rhetoric, and anti-Semitic hate on social media and in our streets. And it is escalating every day very fast. I know people don't want to see it, but soon you will have to acknowledge it whether you want to or not. Our society is spiraling into madness. We need to wake people up to their fundamental humanity and remind them every day that all innocent people who suffer in war and terrorism deserve our love and empathy. That includes hostages and their families, and that includes all the victims of October 7th, and that includes innocent Palestinian civilians. Acknowledging the humanity of one victim does not take humanity away from anyone else. Thinking this way is the breeding ground of hate and radicalization, and it is going to destroy our society if we don't stop it. 40 years ago, we were at a very similar dark chapter in American life. AIDS was ravaging the gay community, and overnight gay men became public enemy number one. Our death and suffering was at best minimized and justified, and at worst, it was celebrated. We are there again today. And at that time in history, the only public figure who was brave enough to speak out against this was a Jewish lady named Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor spoke out because as a Jew, she knew full well what happens when one group of society becomes the enemy. It doesn't end well for anyone. By showing love and empathy to gay men and educating people about AIDS, she changed the world. I am speaking out because, like Elizabeth Taylor, I realize this issue is bigger than me. It is bigger than any of us. This is a global humanitarian crisis of over 130 innocent people from 5 different religions, from 20 different countries, held captive by terrorists for nearly 100 days. Bring them home now. We need to care about these people and show that we care about these people. These posters around New York City are not part of some sort of Zionist agenda. It's a human agenda. So I encourage every celebrity, every influencer, anyone with a platform, share these stories. Use your voice while you still can. And remember, it takes a lot of darkness to cover up light, but it takes just a little bit of light to beat the dark. Thank you.
ישראל, אחינו, כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין בעיה הרשע. עוד פעם, אחינו, כל בית ישראל, אחינו, כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה בצער ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם, ירחם עליהם, סיים בצערה לרווחה, מאפלה לאורה, משעבוד לגאולה, השתה בגלה ובזמן קריב. ישראל, אחינו, כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצער ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה.
Bring them home now. Thank you, Shimon Smith and Michal Reshe, for singing. For the tefillah to release the hostages, I am proud to invite the first Orthodox female rabbi and the head of Yeshivat Maharat, Rabbi Sarah Horwich.
Bring them home.
Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
For the past 98 days, I've been reciting this tefillah, this prayer, from my pulpit at the Hebrew Institute of Rabbinical. I've been reciting it from the study halls, from the Beit Midrash of the Yeshiva Iran of Maharat. And just this past week, I recited this tefillah standing next to Sheli Shem Tov as we prayed that her son Omer come home. And I said it next to Natalie Ben Ami as we prayed that her father Ohad come home. I promised Sheli and Natalie that I would do my best, that we would all do our best to pray and advocate and shout and scream that they and everybody who is captive in Gaza should come home. May this be the last day, the final time we have to recite this prayer. May they come home now. Misha Berach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak V'Yaakov V'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah Hu Yavarech V'Yishmor V'Yintzor Et Na'adrei V'Nedarot Tzvah Hagana L'Yisrael Ushvuyav V'Et Na'adrei V'Nedrat Toshvei Medinat Yisrael Ushvuyeh V'Yoshveha V'Et Kol Achinu Hanetunim B'Tzara U'V'Shivya V'Avur Shekol HaKahal HaKadosh Hazeh Mipalel B'Avaram HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem V'Yotzi'ei Mechoshech V'Tol Mavet U'Masorteihem V'Yinatek U'Mintokoteihem Yoshi'eim Yoshivei Mehera L'Chek Mishpoteihem Yodu L'Adonai Chasto V'Niflotav Livnei Adam V'Kiyam Bahem Mikra Shekatuv Ufduyei Adonai Yeshuvun Uva'u Tzion Birina
ושמחת עולם על ראשם, ששון ושמחה ישיגו ונעשו יגון ונחת ונאמר Amen. May we sing and dance with all the hostages soon. Bring them home. 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 Bring them home.
Thank you, everyone, for being part of this fight. Many of the hostages that were released said that sometimes they got to hear a few minutes of radio broadcasts when they were in captivity. They heard about our demonstrations. That has given them tremendous strength. So for all of our loved ones back there, if you hear us, we are fighting for you. Hold on, survive. We won't stop until you all will be back home. We love you. I invite you all to join the Hostages Families Forum and to come to the different activities. Today and tomorrow there will be a giant hourglass staged in Times Square next to Duffy Square. It is an exact copy of the one we have in Tel Aviv. And it says the one thing we all understand very clearly. Time is running out. Please come during the weekend and make sure you put it on your social media. On Sunday, we have a big Run for Their Lives march and run at 11 a.m. at Central Park West and 90th Street. Please join us to run for their lives. Next week, Kfir Bibas will turn 1 year old after spending 1/4 of his life in captivity. This is the unimaginable truth we are living in. We will mark Kfir's birthday together. Please join our mailing lists and our WhatsApp groups for more information. For singing a tikva, I invite all the family members to stand here in front of the stage. Gili Roman, Maya Roman, Daniel Elgrat, Yair and Shani Moses, Hila Rotem Shoshani, Yair Rotem, Maylin Gan, Moshe Lavi, Yael, Adi, Mika, Veroi Alexander, Maurice Schneider, Yuda Gurevich, Darren Fields. We appreciate you so much. We hug you. We hope you feel our support. We're standing with you. The press and the media are welcome to stay after the tikva. The families will give their thanks.
קולות בלב הפעימה, נפש יהודי הומייה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון Sophia, עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ציון בירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים.
Bring them home now. Bring them home.
Bring them home.
Bring them home.
Bring them home. Bring them
last time before you leave, put your signs and flags high and chant with me. Bring them home now.
Bring them home now. Bring them home now. Bring them home now. Bring them home now.
100 days. Enough is enough. 100 days. Enough is enough. 100 days. Enough is enough. 100 days. Enough is enough.
100 days. Enough is enough. 100 days. Enough is enough.
Thank you, everybody. May we have some good news this weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and we hope to see everyone. Am Yisrael Chai. The press and the media, you're welcome to stay. The families you're welcome to stay in your places. The families are coming to you. Press and media, you're welcome to stay in your places. The families are coming to you. Barak, can you put your hand? This is Barak. He's your person for interviews.
It's live right now. It's live. Where? YouTube, Epic Times, website.
Sean, thank you. Me too. That thing got to push. Every time I start to crack.
Every different group that they